What is good, y'all? Welcome back to another video, man. Now today, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be showing you best graphic settings for performance based only, for Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War, and Vanguard. Now these three games, they have one thing in common, and that is pretty much SBMM. Ever since 2019 dropped, they haven't included SBMM, or if not, they've been a lot more strict on it. They said that they have SBMM in the earlier CODs, which I honestly think is bullshit. But it is what it is. But literally, we're just gonna do like just the graphic settings on those. So before I do anything, this is literally what I have on my GPU. My specs here. This is my default clock, memory, and boost, and I have it overclocked to these amounts, which is also applied to MSI Afterburner. I'll also include these down below in the description if you want to download them and check them out. Also, we're gonna go to our GeForce Experience. Make sure you are updated, because if not, then this is kind of pointless, because you need your shit updated pretty much. This version is 516.59, so that's pretty much that. And for the driver version on the Afterburner, we're at 516.59, which is the same shit as the GeForce Experience. So now that you have this all set, you have my GPU specs. You can go ahead and close out all of these. And we also use stretch resolution. This also improves frames because it's not taking up much of the screen. It's mostly stretched out. And the reason I use this, I've said it in many videos before, it makes characters thicker. You can go a lot more lower than this to stretch it out more, but that's honestly your preference. And this literally just works out for me. I use it for Fortnite. I use it for Rocket League, mainly because I don't want to change it back, but that's how I do it. So if you guys want to use this, you should have like a box down here on the bottom where you can click it, and then you can get customize available. You just go to customize, create custom resolution, and horizontal pixels. You just want to up or lower that down to 1750. Usually it's at 1920, but yeah, we're gonna use 1750. Also, refresh rate, you can overclock this, but in my opinion, it does reduce the lifespan of your monitor. So do that at your own risk. I keep it at 165. This is what my monitor usually supports. So that's pretty much that. And that's pretty much all of it there. You can test it out, see if it works. And that's pretty much what we're good at. So we're going to hop into the best game out of the three. We're going to hop into Cold War. Don't quote me on that. It is better. All right, so now we're in Cold War. I'm glad that they're still doing updates for this game, because yeah, there's really no other good games out. Let's go ahead and head into settings. Now, like I said, this is performance based, so if you're looking for quality, this ain't gonna be the one for you, my G. But at the same time, there is some quality features that I have applied for quality. So if you guys want to copy my mouse sensitivity, go ahead and do that, whatever. Graphic settings, we're gonna hop in straight into it, man. So display mode, you usually want to be in full screen. Monitor, you're gonna pick your first one or your second, whatever you play on. Refresh rate obviously is gonna be maxed out. Gameplay VSync disabled, menu disabled, NVIDIA reflex low latency enabled plus boost. If you guys want, you guys can read this and it'll tell you everything you need to know, but it just works for me. Resolution, yeah, 1750 by 1080. That's pretty much where you want it to be at. Display 1750 by 1080. Aspect ratio automatic. It's either 16.9 or 69 and 69. I get it. Or 1610. So it's one of those options. Now colorblind, I do have this set to pink, and the reason that is because usually when I'm shooting at someone and I can't really see their head, a pink dot will appear above them and literally just shoot at the pink dot, and those are headshots. Or if someone throws a smoke, you can sometimes see through it using the Tiger Team Spotlight. If you look at my videos, my gunplay videos, I literally only use Tiger Team Spotlight because it's fucking clutch as hell, and that's the only reason why I use it. And I'm kind of blind, so it helps. You and ally, pretty much whatever you want, just don't make it similar to pink, like purple, because that's really fucking more pointless. Blue, yellow usually works. That's pretty much that. So a lot of you guys ask me why I have it pink, and that's pretty much the reason why, or where to find it. It's in the display. Field of view, max that out for sure. If you're on a lower end GPU, you might want to lower your render resolution or bring this down slightly. The field of view is pretty clutch. Gives you better field of view, but it also does reduce FPS because it's taking up a lot more of your screen, or showing a lot more of your screen. So I mean, you really gotta just find the perfect balance for yourself. ADS field of view affected. The rest, this is pretty much for Warzone. I don't play that shit, or not Warzone, but they're whatever they have when you have vehicles, whatever they call it. Brightness, this is how it looks in person. You can't really see it in game, so there's no point of using that. Frame rate unlimited, fuck it, why not, you know? Or if you want, just keep it at 200 depending on your GPU, obviously. I don't even get 200 with my 2080 super, so overclocked, I don't get 200 like that, so it is what it is, really. Texture quality, keep this on high. If anything, you can go to ultra, but as you can see, it does take up a lot of VRAM, so high is what I kind of have to use. Model quality, medium. Especially effects quality, medium. Screen space reflection, disabled. If you want your game to look pretty saucy like me, just put that to low or high. I low-key like high, and we might just keep it at high. Object view distance, keep that on high. Water tessellation, disabled. Volumetric lighting, low. Shadows and lighting is probably the most VRAM consuming part of the settings, so this most of these will be low. Shadow quality, low, most definitely takes up a lot of VRAM. What else? Dynamic shadows, I keep that on all because sometimes you can get a slight advantage. You can see people who are camping, you can see their shadows, and those are easy kills, honestly. Or you can see them before they see you, pretty much. Special effect shadows, disabled. Weapon shadow, pointless, disabled. Ray tracing, now this is usually if you have like a really good GPU with like who knows how much RAM. Way too much, basically is what I'm saying. This is literally, if you're trying to play comp, you definitely don't want this on. So yeah, just disable all that unless you're playing campaign or trying to get some good B-roll. NVIDIA DLSS, disabled. Anti-aliasing quality, keep that on high. You don't want your shit to look pixelated like this. Looks like shit. ambient inclusion quality, medium. Motion blur, disabled, pretty pointless. Motion blur quality, low. Subsurface scattering, this is basically like when you like the color of people's skin through the sun. It's very confusing sometimes, but I mean, it is what it is. I keep that on disabled, doesn't really matter. Order independent transparency, disabled. Now if you kind of want your game to look saucy, it doesn't really take up too much VRAM. I just keep that disabled. You can keep that on medium or low, and that's pretty much that. Just make sure your GPU selected. This keeps resetting, I don't know why, it's kind of dumb. VRAM usage target, I keep that on high, 90. It should be default 80, so change that. And then the rest of this you can copy if you want. I'll just skim through it real quick. You definitely want some of these on, whatever is shown, keep those on, because frames, you want that enabled. Packet loss, you want to know if you're getting any issues, you want to know where it's coming from, right? If your GPU is overheating, if it's over 60, that's pretty hot, and that's where MSI Afterburner comes in. Let me open it up real quick. Just make sure your fan speeds are over 60 or 50, 70, you know, those are the perfect spots where it'll cool down your GPU. You might have to also increase your case fan speeds just so it can get that heat out through the back or through the top, or wherever however your fan pull-in intake systems is. And that's pretty much all that. Controller, I don't play controller. This, I guess you can see this, I don't really know. Keyboard and mouse, also the gameplay if you guys want to look at that. I wasn't going to, but I might as well. Keybinds, just screenshot them or pause to your liking, whatever. Most of these I haven't changed unless it has like a yellow tab near it. And that's pretty much it. So the next game, we're gonna hop right into it. You guys are gonna see which one it is. I will also leave some timestamps for the games that we do. It's only 3 games, so who knows. Alrighty, so game 2, yes, Vanguard. Vanguard is better than Modern Warfare in my fucking opinion. I like the maps better, I like the gunplay better, I like pretty much everything better. Hot take, yeah, I don't give a fuck. But anyways, SBMM is obviously shit in both games, so that's kind of that's literally the only advantage that Modern Warfare has. But they're both shit SBMM. So all these games have shit SBMM. What the fuck am I saying? Take that shit out of the game, please. But let's see. I'm not gonna get into why it's better. Obviously, it's just personal preference. But let's see. All right, so we're gonna go to keyboards. This is pretty much. Go ahead and copy this. Might as well just so you guys know. Like I said, these haven't really been changed. Just these, which is on every game, every Call of Duty that I play. I literally changed the same settings. Now, if you don't play on keyboard and mouse, that's a tough little situation there. I do encourage you guys all to try keyboard and mouse though at some point in your life if you're like available to it, especially if you're on PC. Might as well just try it, bro. Display, it literally took me like 2 or 3 months to even get used to it, but I mean, after that, bro, I was just like cracked every day. I've dropped more nukes on keyboard and mouse than I have ever on controller. I don't think I've ever dropped a nuke on controller, bro. Let's be honest. Display mode, full screen, 1750 by 1080. Of course, you gotta get that stretch of res. Select the monitor that you use, famo. All right, refresh rate, obviously, it's 165. VSync off, pointless. VSync menus off, pointless. Frame rate custom, get that at 200. Excuse me. Automatic. Let's see. HDR, definitely want that off unless your monitor supports it and it looks pretty solid. So for me, when I think my monitor, I can turn HDR on and then turn this on, but when I do, it makes my screen a lot more darker, and it's like unplayable basically. So I have that off. Focus mode off. Open that. That's literally off. Display adapter should be your graphics card, and that's pretty much it for that. Quality, let's go to this one. Quality presets, have that on custom. We don't want it to set for us, you know what I'm saying? I might have just actually fucked that up. Let me just go back. I think it changed it. Okay, so texture resolution high, texture filter anastrophic high, particle quality level high, particle resolution high, bullet impact and sprays, you're pretty much basic if you have that off. We keep that on, man. Come on now. Shader quality low. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're playing a fucking shooter, so we're not gonna admire the graphics like that, honestly. Tessellation, and you can keep it on nearby only or off. Level of detail distance, I keep that on standard, you know. Nearby level of detail, I keep that on high. Sometimes I like my shit to look crispy. I don't like when it looks soft or pixelated. It just ruins the whole game, in my opinion. Distance level of detail, I keep that on high. Clutter draw distance, I'm not really sure what it really shows. I guess you can look at the flower here. It's less visible than this one. What else can we see? I think that's pretty much it. I keep it on short, by the way. Volumetric quality level. Now these will consume FPS somewhat, but that is like a low type of thing that you want. You want to be able to see through the sun shadows or the sun level. As you can see, this is more visible than this one. Although, no, actually, nah. This is less visible than this one. I guess it really depends though, but we'll keep this on medium. Shadow and lighting, like I said, shadows and lighting does take up the most frames. So local shadows only, I have that on. Shadow map resolution, keep that on low. Sun shadow cascades. All right, now this really pointless, low. Cache sun shadows. Now a lot of people say that keeping this on does improve frames, but it doesn't really take up much RAM anyways. Let's see what this says. Sunlight shadows can be stored in cache to speed up render for future frames, so you can also enable this. However, this setting will still use RAM. Okay, so it doesn't use much RAM. Let's keep that on. Cache spot shadows. Let's see. Does it do the same thing? Spot shadows can be stored in cache. Yeah, let's do this one. Keep that on. Spot cache size. Set the cache. Okay, we don't gotta worry about that. But you know, it does improve frames apparently, so let's keep that on. I haven't really used that, but I've heard about it saying that it does improve frames, so we're just gonna stick with it. Particle lighting. I heard that keeping this on low does improve it. If we go up a little bit, it doesn't really change shit. All right, static objects GTAO. I keep that on. Ambient occlusion is on static GTAO. What do we do? We show more. I have that on high. Screen space reflection, like I said, it does somewhat improve quality. Doesn't take up much RAM. Keep it on medium. Post processing effects, I have it on performance. This does actually improve frames quite a lot. I've tried it myself. I tried most of these already, and performance just hits the spot. You know, it's my G spot. DLSS sharpness 50, and pretty much the rest of this is disabled, so you can't really change nothing. Depth of field, I have that on off. You don't really want your surroundings to be blurred out. It's gonna ruin your vision, especially when people try to flank you and you can see them a little bit in the corner. It'll save your life. So that's pretty much that. Gameplay, color customization. Like I said, I have it. If I can change it to pink, I will. Modern Warfare doesn't have that, so y'all suck for that. So pink right down here, and blue is party, and then team is yellow. Anything up here, world color filter, intensity 75. Yeah, this is just mostly default. Also field of view 120. Like I said, the higher you go, the less frames you will get. Probably not a big difference in frames, but it does reduce frames. So affected right here. Camera movement, you don't want your shit to be shaking around a lot. You're gonna miss a lot of shots. So keep that on at least 50%. Should literally be 0 options, but this should be a 0 option, 50 and 100. There isn't, whatever. Honestly, I think it'd probably be like literally cheating. World motion blur, pointless, off. Weapon motion blur, pointless, off. And NVIDIA reflex low latency, on plus boost. Audio, go ahead and screenshot that, do as you will. Do as you wish, whatever the saying is. Also, I do like to change my hit marker sound effects. Sometimes I like to switch between classic and Vanguard. They're not bad sound effects. Interface, you can go ahead and fuck with that. Like I said, for every Call of Duty I have FPS on, latency, and GPU. So that's up to you right there. That's it. Controller don't use account. Okay, that's pretty much all that. So we're gonna hop into the worst Call of Duty of the 3, in my opinion. All right, now we're on to the worst Call of Duty of the 3. I'm not talking about Warzone, even though Warzone is shit in my opinion. If I'm being honest though, Warzone kind of carried this franchise. Not the franchise, but well, kind of did, yeah. But carried this game specifically, multiplayer. They literally favor fucking Warzone over this Modern Warfare multiplayer, which is pretty fucking crazy. But let's just get into the settings. All right. Oh man, hold on, I got something in my eye. All right. So this one, like I said, it's the least Call of Duty I played. The only reason why it's like decent in my opinion is because I played with friends a while back, and I haven't really played it since. And it's pretty much why most people don't like this game. It's also the maps. Maps are shit on this map, or in this game. I said map. But let's just get into this, man. So these are my sensitivities. If you guys are curious about that. Movement. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Just look at all this good stuff. Weapons and equipment. Yeah, go ahead. Go nut over this shit. I don't really know. Kill streaks. Nothing really changed. Damn, there's a lot of fucking settings here. What the hell? Alright, so graphics. This is what we're here for, right? So, display mode, full screen. Mostly all the same. All this is the same. 750 by 1080. Advanced. 750 by 1080. Dynamic resolution. Disabled. Disabled. Aspect ratio. Always got to be on automatic. Let it choose for you. You literally go to 32 by 9. That's actually insane. Sync every frame. Disabled. Literally pointless. Unless you're getting like screen tearing, which is this. You shouldn't get this if it's off. Like literally shouldn't. But if it's on, then you gotta turn it on. Or your monitor has to be turned off for VSync. Just try that first. 200 frames is our frame rate limit in game. In the menu, just keep it on 60. Out of focus 30. Brightness, this is in person, not via game like recording, so you can't see that. Display gamma 2.2 S.R.I.B.E. if you're playing on a TV, use this one, or yeah, whatever. NVIDIA highlights disabled. I feel like this takes up frames for sure, but you can honestly turn it off if you feel like it. You really shouldn't. I mean, I guess it's if you want to clip things. Turn it on if you want. It's really up to you. NVIDIA reflex latency, enable plus boost. That's my shit right there. I don't know what it changed. Quality, right? Field of view 120. I'm so glad that the new CODs are able to go up to here. You can still do it in like remastered versions of the older games, or Plutonium. You can do that, but as if like hard copies, you really can't. Camera movement at least 50%. Streaming quality normal. Texture resolution high. This game, if you really have it like less than normal, it really will look patchy, and it just looks horrible, especially on this game. The engine is pretty solid. It just doesn't look right sometimes. What I don't understand is how does Vanguard engine look better than Modern Warfare, even though Vanguard is using Modern Warfare's engine. I mean, just make it make sense. I don't know. Texture filter anastrophic, stropic, normal, particle quality, high. It will, first of all, it improves vision. Like you really can't see shit through here, but this one looks a little bit more better. I think it does improve frames also. Bullet impact sprays, you want that enabled. Tessellation, you can keep it on disabled or near, but I keep it on disabled. Dismemberment and gore effects, if you have it disabled, you're kind of soft. Enable it, don't be a bitch. On-demand texture streaming, standard quality for sure. This, I mean, you can just copy this. This is pretty much default. I don't have any fuck with this one at all. Filmic strength 1.0, film grain 0, NVIDIA DLSS. I have that on disabled. Don't really want it. Anti-aliasing, filmic SMA T2X. If you have it lower than that, or as you can see here, it'll look really choppy. Like you can see at the gate here, looks a little weird, and it looks pretty solid here. So this applies to mostly everything else in the game. So you know, do it at your own risk, and you know, whatever you want to do. Depth of field disabled. Like I said, it does blur out your surroundings. First of all, I feel like it just ruins the whole feeling. Just keeping it disabled is probably the best option. Road motion blur disabled. Weapon motion blur disabled. Pointless as fuck. Shadow quality, most consuming of frames. Have that on low. Cache spot shadows enabled. Cache sun shadows enabled. Particle lighting low. DirectX ray tracing, if you're trying to do B-roll, keep this on. If you're not, disabled for sure. Ambient occlusion, disabled for sure. And screen space reflection, you guys want your game to look decent without taking up too much RAM, you can go ahead and enable that, but you know, for me, performance is key, disabled. Interface, this is also the colorblind type that I was talking about. You don't really have much of an option here. It literally just gives you four settings, bro. There should be no reason why we can't change our enemy and ally colors, bro. Like, come on, fucking Call of Duty. What are you guys doing, buddy? It just doesn't make sense, but whatever. So that's pretty much what I have for colorblind. Minimap, you definitely want it to be square. You can see a lot more, obviously. Minimap rotation enabled. Show compass enabled. You can get out some good commands or good callouts. And pretty much helps a lot. Compass, cardinal direction, text, and somewhat you can kind of, it's up to you really. And I think that's pretty much it for that. Gotta be quick through it. Keep the audio on boost. That's for me. Let's see what else. You can copy the rest of these. Master, I have that on low for right now, but you know, when I play, I keep that up to like 80. Usually the audio is pretty loud in this game, so it's up to you. Let's see what else. I just copy all that really. And account, that's pretty much it. So I think that's it for the 3 games. You know, if you guys did enjoy these settings, if they do work for you, if they do improve frames, let me know down below. Let me know if you guys think I should change any specific settings in the next video. Let me know if you guys want to see another video on these settings. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want me to do an update. I will do an update actually if I change anything, which I probably won't. Most likely won't, but if you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, share with a friend, subscribe, hit that sub button. Like I said, shit really means a lot. We're on the road to 3K, and yeah, I love you, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.